beautiful people. This is HPOV Podcast. It's your girl, Kim Bella. Tonight, we are continuing to celebrate women. I have three beautiful ladies with me tonight. We're going to celebrate our women's accomplishments tonight, honor them, and talk about ways we can improve the women in the workplace and just overall our accomplishments and how we're doing today. So today, I have Mrs. Sharice Jennings. Hi.
Hi.
I have Mrs. Latasha Gibbs with us.
Hello.
And I have Mrs. Ebony Cogdell. How are you today?
Hello everyone.
Hello.
All right, Sharice, how you doing? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm doing well. I'm Sharice Jennings. I'm located in North Carolina. I'm an operations manager by day, a wife, and then also a small business owner. I have an event planning company here in North Carolina, doing weddings and other events. I've been doing that for about three to 4 years now, and then in the operations logistics field for almost 15 years at this point.
Nice.
Awesome.
All right, Miss Latasha Gibbs, how you doing? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am doing well, can't complain. My name is Latasha Gibbs. I'm North Carolina. I'm a wife of been married 12 years, mother of two boys, 13 and 10. I also am an HR professional, and I have a small crafting business that I've been doing for quite some time, from t-shirts, coasters, crocheting, you name it.
Awesome. All right. How are you doing, Miss Ebony? Can you tell us a little bit about yourself tonight?
Hello. I'm Ebony Cogdell. Currently live in Columbia, Maryland. I am a wife, a mother of two very rambunctious boys, Langston and Miles. I'm very proud of them. And by day, I am an executive assistant. I actually took a new job about a year ago, trying to figure out what I really want to do. So I work for the federal government, and I do have an HR and communications background, as well as higher education background for quite some time. So one of my pastimes is writing. So, and actually doing spoken word poetry. So I'm trying to kind of rediscover my talents and try to figure out who I am beyond mom and wife, right? Try to get back to some of those passions that I used to have in my previous life. But that's me.
All right. Phenomenal. Love it. As you guys know, my name is Kim Bella, and by day, I'm also a federal government employee. I work for DOT. I work for the Pipeline Hazardous Administration. I'm a compliance specialist. So I deal with a lot of policy and regulation work with compliance on pipelines and how they operate. So very not so exciting to some, but it's important.
It is.
So anyway, I also do event planning, have done some events. Right now, JCE is on hold because of COVID, and I can't take the risk. I know Miss Sharice is out there working. I love it.
I'm trying.
holding up the fort for us, event planners.
Right, math.
Right. So and I just started my podcast journey, so I'm excited about that. So, and
Congratulations.
Thank you. And it's geared towards women empowerment, as you know. So I'm a serial feminist. I love when we win, when we doing things positive, and then just us winning, period, because we have been through so much, our ancestors and everybody else before us. So we're just very fortunate to be in a position right now where we can be in leadership positions and, hold businesses and things, in our name. So, we just, it's very fortunate right now, and we're going to keep moving forward. So let's get right into it. Our first topic is basically defining the woman. I want to know, what does being a woman mean to you, and what do you love about being a woman? Does anybody want to start?
I'll start. So I thought about that question, being a woman. being a woman is amazing. Clearly, I mean, we can birth children. I mean, what did Beyonce say? You know, what did she say? Not enough to bear the children and keep back to business, you know, that line. So, yeah, I mean, it's very empowering being a woman, just thinking about the fact that you can birth children, number one, because you are the continuation of life. I mean, if it wasn't for women, right? So we all have to take care of ourselves so that we can continue our legacy. And also just beyond that, being a Black woman is amazing. So I just listened to all of you guys talking about all the things that you do in your work life, in your spare time, your extracurriculars, your day-to-day life, just our ability to multitask, right?
100%.
Amazing. And also just our creativity, particularly Black women, like, because we can really, you know, put a spin on everything with it. You know, if you look at YouTube for 10 minutes, you're gonna see a sister on there, right?
Yes.
And she gonna show you like a U-part wig.
Yeah.
And by the end of that video, you be like, what? Where I need to get that from?
Yes.
Like, copy that, you know, website so you can look at it. Like, we are just amazing. I just love it. I love being a woman.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
absolutely. I agree, Ebony, 100%. I find it interesting though, because I'm the only one here in the group that does not have children at this point, and so it's important that what you said to me that kind of festers with me every single day, because I've done all of the other things that you mentioned. I've built businesses. I've helped other people build business. I do that daily. Tasha will tell you I'm her. She had a checklist yesterday of the things that I do for her PR, her picture editor. I'm doing the same with my baby sister. I'm pouring right, exactly. I'm always trying to help those around me build up. Same for my husband, my sister. We're working with her right now. She's getting her RN. So, you know, I think we find strength, you know, in things you know, every single day, and we build homes. We're just doing so much. We wear so many hats and can do so many things, and, you know, keep our heads held high when doing those things. So I think there's strength in being a woman.
Yes. And I also piggyback on that, because I said the same thing. We're also empathetic, we're compassionate, we're resilient. There's times that, you know, we have challenges, but we are still that go-getters. Like, we may take a moment for that minute to say, okay, let me be in my feelings, but then we still have to get up every day and be that go-getter. We have to be 100%. That family person. So that's what I find that's amazing about Black women in general.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm gonna piggyback off that. We definitely some strong human beings, you hear me? But yeah, I'm like what Ebony was saying, we are the giver of life. You know, it's amazing what a woman's body can do. You know, my husband, when I gave birth to my children, he sat there in awe, like, that's amazing. Like, you know, so we're sisters, we're helpmates, we're leaders now, you know, we're leading the country. So it's nothing that we can't do, except, you know, lift about 600 pounds. I can't do that. But
we can push a button to make it happen.
We're gonna make a way.
So yeah, I like our style, our versatility, and our hair, and what we wear. And when we come in a room, we command a presence. Like, okay, you know, so we're just some beautiful human beings, and that's why I'm always pushing for our unity, because we're better in numbers. When we work together to have things and work together to just, you know, we got so much in common with each other. So it's just like, you know, get us united and we can rule the world. And the next thing coming is the president's position. So we're going to be the POTUS.
Yes. Yes. Speak that into existence.
Y'all saw it fall.
Got to manifest that.
Did y'all see that fall on the
we saw it. We saw it. Look, exact time. Let me sip my tea.
Exact, girl.
But we got
We
backup
saw it.
though. We got backup.
Yeah.
So let's move right along. Because I love me some Biden though. I love me some Biden. Let's move along.
Me too. Yes.
All right, so let's talk about a woman's role, right? Okay, so in the 1800s, women were second-class citizens. After marriage, they didn't do anything much but housekeeping, washing clothes. They were housewives, So we didn't even have the right to vote back then, right? So what our role is today compared to the 19th century? How did things evolve for us?
Well, I mean, of course, it's evolved in the fact that we can do all of those things that you named, plus own our businesses. We don't have to have someone. It just so happens all of us are married, but you can be a single woman and operate and do all of those things. You don't have to have someone check a box. Yes, you can do these things. We have the right to vote. We've all exercised that right, which I'm glad to see. Which is why we have a new president and vice president in the White House, but. More than that, we've found strength in having those abilities. And you said 1800s, that's just not that long ago. You know what I mean? It's just some of those things I've seen great aunts. One of my great aunts lived to be 103, and she explained some of the things, the trials and tribulations, and all the changes that she saw in from where she became. She gained that right to vote. And she gained that right to be awarded those things that we were birthed into. Like we came into this world having those rights. And so the fact that we are able to do so many things on top of the things that we were told we couldn't do for so long, I just think that that's powerful.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
We agree.
Absolutely. What dynamics or events you think took place in changing the way women are viewed today?
That's a good question.
I can start off
I thought about that.
Yeah, I can start off with this one. It kind of shifted our views of women when after World War II, 1 and 2, actually, when the men were called to war and the women had to fill all their positions. They were begged to take the positions. And so after World War II, they were forced out. Go back in the house.
They had to work. Right, exactly.
Yes.
So it's like, I think that time period kind of shaped a new view for women. It's like, okay, you guys can actually work. You guys can actually do this and achieve. And, some women wanted to stay and they were forced out. So I think that's when women started making a change and, hey, we're going to be independent. We can do this. We don't need these men, they're gone. So, we can start to, so I think the world changed their view of women after World War II. And that wasn't too long ago. That was 1914, 1918. So, it just, I look at these numbers. I think I posted the credit card thing last week about how 1974,
women weren't credit cards. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of women was like, what? Are you serious?
Isn't that crazy?
And it's crazy. Yes. It's like,
So
wow.
I think so not only just being a white woman, but a Black woman. In particular, I can't remember the date of it, but that when men were given the right or then just deemed as citizens, Black men were only considered 3/5 of a person, right? That was after slavery, but we were even considered anything other than an animal. Right. We were, just like a herd of animals, that's what we were treated as after slavery. But then men, but it had to be Black men. Then they were given 3/5 of that, right? That's how they were identified. 3/5 of a person. So then you have to think about Black women. If a Black man is only 3/5 of a person, then what?
We're less than, always, right?
So I have to get up in the camera for y'all. So Zora Neale Hurston.
Hey, I like that.
Love it.
Famous quote is, that, women are the mules of the world. And so think about the hierarchy in society that if a Black man was 3/5, then Black women were zero. They were negative. They were in the negatives. So that, that Black women are the mules of the world. I mean, that is, it always sticks out to me, and how we have evolved. When you talked about that first question of how we evolved, I just think about when I went to college, and, a lot of the girls around me, they were saying, this was, early 2000s. They were like, their reason for going to college, some women, was to find a mate.
Ooh.
Wow.
Particularly,
Wow.
and this was UNC Charlotte, particularly a lot of the white girlfriends that I had. And then I started to figure out, hey, this is kind of a thing. Their parents are telling them, go to college, find a nice husband. For the Black women, we were trying to get an education.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Right? Just so many steps. You're not thinking about, I gotta go find a husband, in college. Black women are, mentality. So, we have really evolved so much now that, like you said, Sharice, earlier, we can do all things, like,
100%.
Businesses, like, we don't have to be confined to this box of,
Exactly.
I'm going to college to find me a man. No.
Right.
Just think about the Obama girls or whoever else it is going to school these days. That's probably the last thing in their mind.
And first of all, they got to live up to their dad.
Exactly.
I'm scared.
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that, because that's a hard shoe to fill, honey.
It is.
Good luck with that, man. Very good points. Do you feel like the playing field is leveled for us in the workplace?
Don't.
I'm in a male-dominated field.
Right.
I'm in a male-dominated field, so it's twofold. Primarily, women or people with the title that I have, operations manager in the logistics realm, are white men, and or white women. So it's a rarity for me. I've gone to many conferences. I've traveled internationally, gone to other countries, and I am it. And I've met one other person, and she and I bonded over that and have become friends since then, but it is a rarity. So, and then the next layer of that is that all of my direct reports are men, all of them. So you're talking about them reporting to a relatively young but seasoned African-American woman. So I have to go in there. I have to be on my stuff. I have to know my stuff. I have to be able to execute. I have to walk into a room, know what I'm talking about. There's there's no window of opportunity for me to second guess myself or, let me get back to you on that. I have to be prepared. I have to go above and beyond. And the expectation is that we do fail. So we're not, that's not an option. So, there's so many different layers to it, but the fact that I am a Black woman in a male-dominated field, it's not equal, it's not even, but I can do it. And I do it well, and I have been doing it for a really long time, which speaks volumes.
Hey, that speaks volumes.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, I was going to say, as women in general, white, Black, whatever color, we have to work twice as hard as men, right?
We do.
But women of color, another layer, I feel like we work 3 times
as hard. Yes.
I remember I started off in the government as a contractor. So, worked there for a couple of years in the same division, actually. And so job came open, and, the director was like, hey, you know your stuff. I want, you to get this. And I was like, okay, cool. Let me know when it come out. I'm happy trying to get. So a couple of guys, veterans, I guess, whatever, came aboard, and they were like, oh, we had to do this because, X, Y, Z. And I was like, okay. But me still working hard, still doing my stuff. I stayed on for another year. I had a child and went off on maternity leave, came back, and something came open again. And so he came to me and was like, you know what? I want to do this. I'm like, please, don't waste my time,
Right.
So, but anyway, he came up and he was like, not only do, I went ahead through the process and everything, and I got the job, but it was between me and another candidate. I believe they flew her in and everything. And he told me, he was like, don't dress up. We know each other. Don't dress up. Just come on. No. I can't dress.
Exactly.
He probably didn't even know me when I stepped through his office. So I went on in, and one of my colleagues that I work with, he came over to my desk. He said, I don't know what you said to him, but he said you just blew him away in your interview. He's like, he's like, that other girl that they flew in, she didn't even know what we did. Like, she wasn't even she didn't have her stuff together. He asked her, did you know something about what we do? She talking about, no, she like to go jump rope and have yoga.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it was just like, because I was, as women of color, we got to be on our game. You got to go in there and know what you're talking about, Sharice, like you said.
Yep.
I was doing the job. Yeah.
And she probably thought she could walk in there and
just get it.
Be bubbly and
get it.
Yep.
She thought she was gonna walk in there and no. See, I don't play no games. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When it comes to that money, I don't play no games. So
that's right.
They saw me coming. Not only did I get the job, I got the team lead position because he saw I came through with leadership skills. So it's always, you always go in. And my father used to always say, Kim, if you don't know what you're talking about, you better go in there and act like you know what you're talking about.
100%.
Yes, exactly. That is true.
That's always been my motto. Know a little bit about everything, and you'll be just fine. And what you don't know, you better look it up. So
exactly. Yes, do your research.
Do your research when you go in, So it's definitely hard, but we've definitely come a long way, and the playing field is not leveled at all.
It's not.
We still got to work hard.
I see it in HR, so I definitely understand it's not. You got to work hard. If you want, you definitely got to go for it. And just like Sharice and you said, you got to know what we're talking about and know what we're doing. Yes.
Right.
So Tasha, don't you think, because I have an HR background as well, don't you think that even though, HR is predominantly where I am, female, it's still hard to, matriculate through that system?
It definitely is, especially because I work in facilities. Yep.
Yeah.
It is.
And I see from what you were saying, Sharice, a lot of females that do not have children, who do not have the typical characteristics that they can relate to these other, usually white females, they are always cast on the outside because, people like whoever they can relate to. And they hire the person that is easiest to talk to.
That's true.
I mean, there's studies.
Not right, but it's true.
It's not right. But so I found before I had children, it was so hard to connect because you weren't in the in crowd. And so I make it a point now to, especially people that don't have children or people who have non-traditional backgrounds and things like that, maybe they're living alternative lifestyles, whatever, really try to advocate for those people because it's easy to get caught into that crowd, and it's easy to be a part of that crowd too. If you don't have your blinders on, because you could start, me and so-and-so going to lunch, and creating these cliques. And you're denying opportunity for the others behind you. So that's just something to think about.
Absolutely.
Definitely true.
Yep. All right, guys, we're at that time. We're going to do the bowl of truth. Take a small breather, and get down to some interesting topics.
Gritty. Do I need something stronger than my
I know, right?
over here?
You might.
That's my tea.
You might.
I'm an open book, Kim. You don't have to worry about that.
You a mess. All right, so we're gonna pick out some topics. We're gonna have some fun with it and just, kick back and laugh a little bit. All right. So the first thing we'll talk about is, I don't like that one. let's talk about this one, okay? All right. So Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion had some explosive, sexy performances at the Grammys. They are definitely comfortable with their sexuality. How far has women come in this area since the 19th century? Being comfortable. First of all, did y'all get a chance to look at the performances and see how
I saw that
performance in particular.
How they were. First of all, let's talk about the outfits.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you can wear anything these days and anything goes. The fact that was on the Grammys, in itself says it's 2021, because we would have had explicit,
exactly, the
something
censored,
blocked that, right? So it would have went to black screen.
Beep words, like, wait a minute.
Think about that.
I mean, we have to think. So from us growing up, okay, let's flash back to 2000 when the things we were listening to, they had parental advisory stickers on like the CDs we would buy, or our parents had to go buy the CDs. Anything goes these days.
Yes.
Anything.
Download it. The kids can just download it freely, right?
That's true.
With no parents have to check anything, and so that performance being live on the Grammys, and there's no nothing around
no
it.
blackout.
Exactly.
We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Did it even have anything when it came out? Because I didn't catch the Grammys till a little later in the evening.
Nothing.
No note in the beginning saying, "Hey,
not hot kids."
Nope, none of that.
Dropping it hot in 20 minutes.
None of that. None of that. It was just out there.
It was more than hot, honey.
Oh my God. So yeah, they had.
Did you hear what Cardi B said about it?
Woo!
Afterwards. About how, so basically she was saying how it is at 10 o'clock at night. We all know that it's a Sunday, so kids should have been in the bed and everything. Cardi B just gonna say it. So she was because her daughter was in the bed, so that means our children should have been in the bed because it was 10 o'clock, and we know it goes down at 10 o'clock. So there you go. Back in the day, like Sheree said, we would not have seen that.
Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B in the bed.
Exactly. Flipping each other over.
Right.
That was okay. The performance was great. I saw the flip and I was like, okay, it won't that smooth, but
that was not a smooth transition.
Cardi B said her outfit was a certain amount of pounds too that she had on during that performance.
Yeah, I bet.
But Megan did all the work.
Yeah, Cardi was way down. She was way down.
Meg got that real body, so she was able
to. She is a stallion, right?
She is definitely a stallion. So Meg was picking up the outfit and the
and Cardi B
and the stuff that was in the back.
And Cardi B, that is true.
Okay, but yeah. So basically, how did this change? How did this change for us? Because back then it was like button up. Yeah. You couldn't go outside. You don't want you to look at nobody. They didn't want anybody looking at their women.
Social media.
Or just think about Janet Jackson, how she was,
ridiculed.
Yes, and
ridiculed and shamed. If you saw that Britney Spears documentary or whatever they just did, and they talked about how those women, how they were treated because of them being open sexually, and then now it's just everything goes right.
Right.
I feel like still are being ridiculed about it though.
You said what?
I still feel like they're being ridiculed about it though. That people are still shaming some of them.
People are always going to say something. They're always going to say something. But Ebony, just to go back to that, so Janet was ridiculed, but let's go back a little bit further than that, because Madonna was doing all of that stuff way before Janet. Woo! And there was nothing to be said. She was the biggest pop star. She was, doing whatever she wanted to do. And then Janet had a little nip slip situation, and it was pulled immediately. Didn't they flash away, turn it off or something?
Right.
I think so.
Yeah, it wasn't that serious.
It was a big deal though.
Big deal. Yeah, it's a big deal to the world and the people that were ridiculing her and bashing her.
Right. But it was not, I mean, to us, I don't think it was that big of a deal.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
It was Janet.
I mean, no, because I mean, what is it now? I don't know if y'all seen, this ain't even on the menu, but the dress that Keisha, what's her name? Keisha Kior wore to like some party. It was like, nothing under it.
Oh, yeah.
It was
nothing
one of
there.
the dress, Yeah, it was one of the dresses that you usually wear, like underwear and a top or something under it, but it was nothing. And she was like around all the men, all his friends and everybody. I was just like, okay. But
my husband said I'm not that comfortable. Nor am I. You don't have to worry about that.
No.
But yeah, just women have come so far, and it's past what
Kim.
What?
Kim, do you really feel like, is that coming far though, or is that going backwards?
Well, explain what you mean by going backwards.
I mean, because I felt embarrassed, especially as a Black woman, that the only images of Black women were, that type of image. There's so much more to offer of women, right? And just think about Grammys when Lauryn Hill won first, hip hop album for Lauryn Hill. How proud all of us were, and we are still to this day. Like, it's like nobody else I can even compare to other than Lauryn Hill. I'm like, oh yeah, just remember Lauryn Hill. But like that was like 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like now we have aspire to, and our girls, think about, your girls, they're aspiring to, Megan Thee Stallion. That's what they're gonna see. And people. It's cool, but like I don't feel like they like broadcast her like that. It's just. So do
you think that that's going backwards though? Because I feel like, maybe it's going backwards in some sense, but that's what our female artists are right now. It's sexuality. It's them being open with their bodies and all of those things. But there's also we do a lot of women body shame if we're not comfortable with expressing ourselves in that way. So yes, that's what the young girls are seeing right now in some capacity, but they also have like Beyonce, who is top notch, but she's still doing the exact same thing. You know what I mean? All of her videos are very sexualized, and then she'll flip it to the other side of that and do Black King and, show African culture and, all of these different things, but it's still all very like minimal clothing, lots of, sexuality being displayed by her.
One thing about Beyonce, she always got on her tights, honey. Beyonce ain't going without them good support holes.
She got the tights on, but
listen, now you from North Carolina. Your mama said you better wear your stockings. Beyonce have on her stockings, shout. It's something about class. You're just going up there looking like nothing, honey.
Yeah,
that stuff is put together.
I will agree. Beyonce is well put together, and I don't think she shows as much jiggly. And I mean, that's her being her body makeup where she's, working out. She's got it tight.
Right.
She don't have no, silicone. And, if she do, I don't know about it because it's tight. But
they were like actually having like a sexual act together at the end. That little girl on girl situation. Yeah. I've never seen Beyonce taken that far before. No.
Like she may not have, but do you think people would have that same conversation? Who was it that kissed on stage? We're talking 20 years ago.
You're talking about Madonna and
Britney Spears
or the Katy Perry. It was somebody.
It was Britney and Madonna, I think.
Britney.
Yeah.
So that was 20 plus years ago, and they did that. So, but we may have looked at it like it was a little strange, but I think they were receiving praise for it.
Go ahead. But again, it's expressing sexuality because we all know Cardi B goes either way. So it's her, if we're going to talk about, being prideful and having the right to do this and that, then, you kind of got, because what if it was a guy dancing on her? It would have been a whole different conversation. Like, because that happens all the time. You're on stage, you got guys, you know, behind you, bumping up on you. So it's different. So I guess so, you know, the sexuality, being comfortable and just, you know, putting it out there, I guess people just have to get, you know, used to, you know, people expressing themselves the way they want to be, or the way they
You know, nowadays that's what they're showing though on TV though.
Well. And you got to think about what they're singing. The message of that song. They were up there doing exactly what they intended to do, and you know,
right. Made a very concerted effort to
change the word just a little bit.
Yes,
but you still knew what it meant.
I can work out to anything, you know.
Yes,
it gets me working out good, but I ain't doing none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Exactly.
I would just have liked to see more variety, especially from Black women. Because look, I forget the other little white girl, you know, Taylor Swift and the other little white girls. They don't have to do all that. Yeah. I don't like the message of this is what I have to do to be seen as a Black woman.
Right.
You know, how many times can I curse? How many times can I hump the ground? How many times can I do all these things? Yeah, I mean, seriously. I mean, I'm looking at you humping for 30 minutes. I'm looking at a hump fest. I'm like, are you serious? Like,
hold up.
So much more.
Did you watch Bridgerton?
Oh,
that's all that was.
I know,
but that's not national television. You gotta log on to Netflix.
It went to millions of households.
Yes.
Number one.
There's a lot of horny people out here.
100%. And even more so after Bridgerton.
Exactly.
I'm like, baby, can you do what he did?
Right.
Can we pretend like we the Duke and the Duchess?
Yes.
You know that's happening.
You know it's happening. You know it.
Girl, you can't do that to Cardi B and Megan up there.
Somebody's trying to emulate that. Somebody is building a 20-foot bed right now as we speak.
Exactly. And got an 18-pound suit on.
I need them to have more things to do in life.
You know, it's all good. We gonna let them live. Let them keep being them.
Wow.
But let's get back to the Grammy situation. Now, you know, this year women had 76 nominations. Okay, the highest total record. Beyonce was the highest Grammy Award winner ever. So, Black woman now. Come on, y'all. Let's give it up for
Beyonce. Yes.
Okay. Speaking of my girl, and you know, what do y'all think about the Grammys when it comes to diversity and women and just the culture, the Black culture? Like, I know Diddy had posted in Revolt that he had a video out just, you know, basically saying how the Grammys don't respect people of color, our culture. And he was tired of it, you know, let's, you know, do something about it. What do you think can be done, or what do you think about? What are your thoughts on, you know, they've come a little bit, but they got to come better, you know,
still got a long ways to go.
Yeah. So what can be done about that?
So that's what kind of the point I was trying to make. I'm not really hating on Megan and Cardi.
Right.
It's the fact that there's so much more to Black culture, Black, you know, women than just that. And so the Grammys needs to take, you know, a page from, you know, kind of opening the aperture a little bit, you know, the view of, you know, Black women, Black culture, because there's so much more to offer. Think about the Jill Scotts of the day, you know, people like that, you know, who are really making beautiful music, Lettucey, you know, who, you know, a lot of these people are winning awards behind the scenes. They're winning Grammys, but they're never showcased. Only the mainstream, is showcased. So if they really want to be inclusive, they need to be more inclusive of different types of music and different types of artists that are, you know, that got some clothes on, you know, a little bit.
Her, the artist, her.
Yes.
I feel like she's amazing. Her music is amazing. Her message is amazing, and she's like you said, she walks up there fully clothed and you know just presents herself very well. But I don't feel like she gets as much.
No, she doesn't. No, it's so many. It's so many of us.
Definitely doesn't.
They don't get it. I was just talking today about even our actors and you know, they don't get the recognition they need. There's so many people that should have won Oscars years ago, you know. I was talking about Lorenz Tate today, you know, that he's one of my favorite people.
Teresa's too. Teresa's less ain't around, is he?
He already knows.
You already know who it is.
So Lorenz feel like he about 20. You know, he about 50.
He on that Pharrell potion.
Exactly.
Hey, you know, I'm like, but you know, he vegan. He said he was vegan, so maybe that's got something to do with it too. But yeah, we were talking about him today. I was like, okay. We was talking about how he went. You know, he did like a TV One special where he was talking about his life. And so he was saying how when Menace to Society came out, he was about 16, 17, something like that. And he was just like, I didn't even think the movie was going to do that well. I was just like, it came out and everybody was calling and I was blowing up. He was like, I was just like trying to go to the next thing, you know? And then I was like, thinking about his role back then, like in Menace to Society. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then going into, say, Love Jones. Like, those are two different mentalities, two different styles of acting.
Yeah, completely different.
Two different ranges, right? So it's like, people, they just don't, you know, I mean, other films that he's done as well, but it's just like his first deal and then coming from that and then just turning into Darius Love Hall. Like, come on now, y'all know Darius was like your boyfriend.
It was. Still is.
Yes.
Man, you know, Nina too. Like, Nina was like,
exactly, yes.
Nia Long is like, you know, Boys in the Hood, you know. And you come in, what's that new movie she came out with on Netflix most recently with
you know what I'm talking about.
I can't
is that the one that the guy's crazy?
Yeah. Who was the guy? Omar Epps was in it.
Was it Omar Epps? Yes.
I was just like, I was just so happy to see her again on the screen because like she is like one of my favorites.
Yes, number one.
And when she acts, I like feel her. Like I'm like, girl, she like
because she's relatable.
Right.
Yes.
She's relatable.
She's so relatable. Like the movie, she was like, "This mother crazy." Like I was like, feeling you. Like even when she like Love Jones, it was like, you know, like this was real. This is And who was the girl who played her best friend in Love Jones? I can't think
I don't know her name, but she usually is because she was in was it Inkwell?
I believe so.
Did she play in the restaurant?
Yeah. And then she did something with Jason's Lyric.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Jason's Lyric.
That was a whole nother range for her. Like it's like these type of people that you know you relate to. And I was even thinking about Kim Fields the other night because I'm like, Kim Fields, you know, was it Living Single? But to know her off the reality show, like her personality is nothing like Regine.
No, it's not.
She started Facts of Life.
Right.
Yep.
For a long time.
So it's like, wow, you played that girl. Regine, honey.
Right. Regina King too.
I like
Regina King. Yes.
From
Where did she start at? 227, and then she did
227.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. Poetic Justice. Oh my
completely
gosh.
different.
Yes.
Completely different.
Completely like. We got to give our sisters their flowers. I'm telling you, because
100%.
You know,
even if no one else.
You know, somebody who's not acknowledged like they should be. Lynn Whitfield.
Yes.
You know, that's my boo.
Oh yeah.
We be talking on Instagram. That's my boo.
Really?
She Do you know, like, okay, on Greenleaf, when she goes into like those monologues, doing the writing in there, and she just, you know, kind of just spits something out for like literally 20 seconds.
Yes.
Right.
She is amazing.
Yes.
And she's using all these intricate words, and she's just.
But that's her. She has a special, that same special that you just mentioned on TV One. If you guys, if you haven't seen it, go look at it. She talks about, you know, all of her younger roles, and like, you know, she played Josephine Baker, and, you know, she did all of these like really strong roles, things that she should have won awards for, and still should, because they're you know, they can be played today and still be relevant. But she's amazing.
You go back.
She's so well spoken.
I need to go back and give her
She is amazing.
Yes.
She's amazing. I actually went on because, you know, I follow her. So, you know, every time I comment on something, she's very, she comes right back and, you know, give me a comment back. So I'm like, you know, that's she's awesome. Very, you know, that is awesome. I'm like, wow, you took the time to actually come back and say, thank you, sugar, or that is so sweet. I'm like, yeah, you sweet, boo.
Do y'all remember that movie, Women in Brewster's Place?
One of my favorites.
Yes.
One of my favorites.
Tell me they didn't deserve a award for that.
It deserves every award. That movie is.
Yes.
Look, every time I get chills watching it every single time. I just watched it recently.
Did you?
It's on it's either on Prime or Hulu or something. It's on. Look on your whatever Fire Stick or yeah, it is. And I literally sat there and watched it. Probably in the last month or so. It's so good.
Yeah,
that is so good.
That is a wonderful movie. Wonderful movie. That's the first time I saw Cicely Tyson like on screen. Like,
oh really?
That's the first time I saw her. I think I was about 7 years. When did it come out? What year is that? 87?
Maybe 89.
It's been a while.
87, 89?
Let me look it up.
I mean, I talked about that in, I think, our first podcast, because like when she came on screen, like it was a certain presence of, you know, when she came into the room to talk to her, I was like, who was that, Mom? Like when she came in, it was like she was about her business. She just took the screen like, that lady had some fire when she came through there. So, yeah, and she speaks with conviction.
I feel like Cicely Tyson demanded attention.
Yeah, she just has that attention.
89.
89. Okay.
1989.
Yep.
So yeah, we were all 7.
Yep.
Yeah, that movie was crazy.
And
that movie was
still powerful.
It is still powerful.
All different ranges of women. Robin Givens played something that she doesn't normally play. I feel like she got typecasted much after, you know, like the Boomerangs and things like that. But she played a completely different character. And Oprah she played so many different variables in that movie that it just, you know.
And the whole thing was relatable. It was all relatable to all types of women. Our women.
Yep.
I mean, her son.
And you have to think, 89. They had single mothers. Same-sex marriages, homosexuality, I mean, just literally everything.
It covered everything under the sun, right? So yeah, that was a powerful movie. So yeah, let's see. Are we done with the bowl of truth? We went through
exactly.
Yeah.
I like that.
Women in Bruce's Place.
Okay. Let's get back to our last leg. So basically, women have come so far. We've made so many different accomplishments. We've gained financial independence, stability. We have confidence and ability to lead. What do you see in the future for the female?
continued growth. I think we're just going to keep going up. I mean, we're always hopeful, of course. I'm hopeful sooner rather than later. If it does get to a point where our VP becomes our president, then I think that will, take us to the next playing field. But we can only hope that, we'll in our lifetime see complete equality for races and sex. Hopeful.
I'll piggyback on that. Hopeful. Yeah. We just gotta keep going.
Right. And as women, how do we continue to move forward in success? Getting that success and just being able to maintain it. How do we maintain that success? What things can we do?
Not taking no for an answer.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yep. We're not settling. We're not sitting in the back.
Right. We all have the right formula. I think everybody, when we gave our introductions and talked about all the things that we're doing and accomplishing and how we're doing those things, we've got the right formula. And just leading other people to do that. If social media is showing the wrong things, we have to tell the right things, because that's first and foremost. The first thing people are doing when they pick up their phones in the morning is scrolling through and looking at those wrong images, and we need to display those right images and explain that there's other ways to get the things that we want in life.
Right.
Absolutely.
And two, I think it's important to always get not only a mentor, but somebody who advocates for you.
Yes.
I feel like particularly, women of color who, do sometimes have to work, 2 or 3 times as hard. It's okay to get help, right?
Exactly.
Where we try to do things on our own, we're strong, trying to, subscribe to that, kind of like that independent Black woman type thing. It's okay. I feel like, the future for women, that everybody can be vulnerable. Everybody can be transparent. Everybody can be a human. You don't have to wear all these, hats and things. That you can have someone that supports you and vouches for you. And that's a part of the professional game or strategy, however you want to say it. You need to have somebody not only that'll mentor you, but advocate for you, to support you, and believes in your talents, and is able to kind of articulate that this person is talented and vouch for you, right?
That's true. Yes.
We only have mentorship, but so far, if you're not gonna recommend me, then what is it, right? Like Kim, what Kim said, that person. They were like, oh yeah, apply. But if you're not gonna push for me, then what's the point? Why would I even?
Exactly. So don't waste my time.
Yes.
And also know that we're stronger in numbers, like Kim mentioned before. That it's not a competition. We just need to collaborate together.
100%. Band together. That's what I have in my notes. Band together.
Yes.
And if you have a union or someone, like you said, to advocate for you when you see things are going left, you're stronger in numbers. So, come together. You may have the same problem that 5 women down the hall got, so it's a problem. If this is a problem for you, and don't think you're crazy, because 9 times out of 10, it's a problem for a lot of other women in the area. So yeah, but like you said, don't play with me with no jobs now, because
exactly.
Okay, because this is the thing. I know I'm at a point right now in my career that I know my worth. And so when you know your worth, you can't be backing down when somebody tells you you're not worth what you're going. Now you come to work late, you don't do nothing right, and
it's a different story.
Lunches,
Yeah,
you might need to sit down and be quiet. But when you know you're hitting all the marks, all your reviews are like outstanding, and you get awards, and you like you're gonna give me something. You're gonna give me my flowers.
No, that's right.
Don't play with me. Don't play.
Right.
And all I'm asking for is what the man said: get your foot off my neck. All I'm asking for is you to get off me, let me flourish, and do what I need to do. And if you can't get it there, you can move on. Go somewhere else.
That's so true.
I remember, Tasha, you remember I used to work at this law firm down in Durham. I ain't gonna say his name.
Yes,
it was a was a criminal defense attorney, and he was one of the best, and he is still like one of the best in Durham. They call him God because he can get you out of any situation. Okay, but I was back then I was getting my little degree in legal stuff, and I was okay, cool. He was like, you get that, and you come back in here, I'm gonna give you this raise, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. Girl, I done brought the paper in there, I done brought the books in there. Hey, here you go. I got it. Mm-hmm. Okay, what we gonna do is, he didn't think I was really going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, wow. And actually did. He
showed
said,
them.
I'm gonna talk to the partners and I'm gonna see what we can do. They came back with like, I don't even know how much. It won't even enough for me to get no gas. But honey, let me tell you what I did.
That's disrespectful.
Exactly.
Hold on.
Didn't even get
the street to the county of Durham, and
yes,
honey, I snatched that job up in the county attorney's office. And honey, one of the partners came over, had something to do over in the building. Came over and I had in my own office now. I had my office, had this big old office. He came over and he was like, you can't hold a good woman down. I said, you know what? You sure can't.
Now you see that?
Exactly.
Then go on out of here.
Right.
Close my door on the way out.
So that's right. Don't slam it either.
Right.
Don't slam it. There was some heavy doors back then too. But yeah, just know your worth, man. As a woman, we gotta work 3 times as hard, and we gotta make sure we get what we deserve. And so, and then you saying have an advocate, but you gotta advocate for yourself too.
That's true.
A lot of times we sit in positions and be quiet and just sit there, and day after day you get passed over. Things you want to do, you just kind of being quiet about it. Be vocal about what you want to do. I had a
no more sitting in corners.
Yeah, no more sitting in corners. I had a supervisor one time, come to me and say, hey, I'm open. If you want to do something different, or you want to go to another direction or another area, let me know. I'm gonna help you get there. Because you sitting here not want to be here, that's not gonna help my mission.
It does not. It does not.
So, and it starts with the supervisor and the management, upper management too. They gotta stop the old way of thinking and that old boys game, that they play with each other. So, yeah, I think just sometimes people feel like getting to the top is brown nosing.
It's not.
It really isn't. Just do you and shine, and everything will come. What's yours is yours. What's yours is yours.
Exactly.
It's not a door that closed, then another one didn't open for me. So
same here.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you keep pushing. So my motto is just keep pushing, keep believing in yourself, and keep going forward. Don't, if you hear no, what Kamala Harris say? She said she eat no for breakfast. See where she at right now?
Yes.
I done heard no so many times. Let me tell you, when she said that, I was like shouting. I was like,
I want to do it.
I feel it, I felt it. Like, that's why I said when I saw that tears, man, she gets me emotional.
That's true.
Yeah, that is true. So yeah, I'm just excited. But yeah, I'm gonna close out because I'm not gonna keep you guys all night. But this has been a wonderful conversation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves and was comfortable.
Yes.
Everything. So I'm gonna close out at always be you, stay true, and spread love. All right, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Bye.